Old mobster burial grounds?
Exactly,
You
yes.
never know. It is Vegas.
It's Vegas. Yeah, you might find stuff like that.
This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
Today on our program, we have some interesting new guests for you guys. We have Kurt Goebel and Teri Askew from Conserve Consultants. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
So glad you guys were able to come in today because this is a topic that I think is fascinating. First of all, as a guy who sells real estate, residential real estate, it's always intrigued me to find out how these things get started. And what you guys are involved with at the very first time, when somebody finds a piece of land, a developer finds a piece of land, they contact you guys and say, tell me what we can do, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, there's a due diligence process, and part of that is an environmental component.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to look at that land and decide what or how much they can do on it. Is that right?
Yeah, so a phase one is something that's typically required by a financial institution, a bank, or a lender, and they require a phase one site assessment per an ASTM standard, which basically clears the property from obvious or known environmental impacts before it's purchased.
And what type of things might you discover here in Southern Nevada that might not work?
Underground storage tanks, septic fields,
Okay.
dry cleaners.
Old
former dry
mobster burial grounds?
Exactly,
You
yes.
never know. It is Vegas.
It's Vegas. Yeah, you might find stuff like that. Basically, your job is as a developer, hey, I'm looking at this piece of land. I want to build houses on it. You do a phase one assessment. You're looking at it to make sure it's environmentally appropriate.
Yeah.
And that involves a variety of testing.
Actually, it involves a variety of research. So a phase one site assessment is all research. There's phase two, which we'll talk about later, that would be actual testing and
I see.
investigation. Yeah.
So you're really just looking in the background of that land, what's happened there in the past.
Right. The property itself, the records,
Okay.
previous owners.
So you'll do record searches from the regulatory agencies, in this case, NDEP, the health district. You'll look at historical records. You'll walk the site, do interviews, and you'll assess the land in that route.
Phase two is a result of having completed a phase one. Now you're doing some testing or follow-up on those things you researched. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, there's a small percentage of phase ones that'll go to a phase two. And a phase two can vary. There's a wide array of scopes depending upon what you find or what the concern is. So it might just be a little bit of soil sampling. You might have to core through your concrete floor, collect a soil sample below it, depending upon the situation. If there's something significant like underground storage tanks or a dry cleaner that had sloppy operations, then you might be looking at groundwater, and that obviously gets more costly.
You've been listening to Las Vegas Real Estate Now. If you ever have a question about real estate or any of the other topics we cover, just call me off air or text me at 702-203-1165. You can also check us out on the web at lvrealestateradio.com or on our handle on social media at LV Real Estate Radio.